Okie doke. We are back, so to say. Our bread and bun chaffles had hour and a half in the freezer. So I decided to break out the beast here. This is the Vever. Not sure model number on this one, but this is the Vever chamber vac. I did my other videos with the Nesco. This thing weighs probably 45 or 50 pounds. It's not light, but the one nice thing about the chamber vacs is it does speed up the sealing process, and I just do these in 4-packs. These are the 8-inch by 12-inch bags. These actually work in both chamber vacs and the Nesco. As far as I know, the chamber vacs you can use just straight flat bags. They don't need the vacuum ridges on the bottom. And I'll just show you here. This one's already preset. So we're doing like 18 seconds of vacuum, 2.4 seconds of the heat bar, and then 3 seconds of cooling. So these settings are going to depend on what you're sealing. Now, if you wanted to go straight from the cooled chaffles without freezing them, you could adjust your vacuum setting. Really wouldn't need to change your sealing or cooling, but you could turn that down to 0 if you just wanted to seal the bag. So we're going to turn this around here. We'll give it one or two runs like this, and then I'll flip it around so I can make it easier on myself. But that's all there is to it. You've got this little metal bar that flips down, holds everything in place. This does have a tray on the inside that you can take out. So if you're using bigger, need more space. But the tray works really good here. Keeps everything nice and level. Flip that in like so. Close the lid. Hit start, and you'll watch the vac chamber suck down, and then it'll seal and we'll be done. I'll move on to the next one. This works pretty good because you have the time to get your next ones ready to go. And then, there we are. I like this a little bit better than the Nesco and other countertop dehydrators, or vacuum sealers, because you do get a little bit better seal on these. The Nescos aren't as wide. And one of my other favorite kitchen gadgets here is just a wire basket that my chaffles can stack up in. So we'll do one more like this, just so you guys can see how it works. vacuum away. If I would have had this when my kids were younger, I think they would have probably loved the sound of it. They probably would have been stealing bags and vacuum sealing all of their stuffed animals. And there we go. Another one to go in the basket. So I'm just going to move this over here real quick. Like I said, this is a big unit. I have a dedicated space for this in my other room. And maybe eventually I'll get cameras set up to my other workspace. But for the time being, so much faster. And the way I have this adjusted is that it doesn't, like with the Nesco, you really have to watch the bag and then hit a manual seal. That's what's great about these. Set the time, and you can really, like if I wanted to, I could suck all the air out of this and just, you know, turn them into paper thin. But they don't bounce back like a stuffed animal or something else would. Pair of socks. I probably should mention too that my bread and bun chaffles are the only ones that I don't label with a Sharpie. If I'm doing stuffing or apple cinnamon or blueberry, I'll just take a Sharpie and mark those up top. And that's your personal choice. For me, I just know that if they're not labeled, they're just plain chaffles. Recommended wise, if you are just going to leave them in the fridge, probably 4 or 5 days, I think, would be okay if you have a decent fridge. As far as how long these would last in the freezer, again, that just depends on how good your freezer is, because I've had some of these that I forgot in the fridge or in the freezer for 3 months, and they were totally fine. No freezer burn, no frost, and the taste and texture was completely normal. Okie doke. So there we go. All nice and packed in there. This fits really nice in the freezer. I can stick at least 3 across in here. I can do 6 or 8 in my chest freezer. So let's see if I can find the... so this is the DZ-260C V1. And I can't remember, I got this one on sale. It might have been right around $300. Again, big price tag, and I bought all my equipment myself. I'm not sponsored. I've never had anybody send me anything to try out, being I'm just getting started here. And if, you know, this is what I talked about a little bit earlier, if people could, you know, get like a locals page going on Facebook. Maybe someone you know has one, and you don't want to move this thing around, that's for sure. But maybe you could go to their house or something. You know, maybe there's ways that people can figure things out. So if not, I think they're definitely worth it in the long run. Saves me a lot of time, especially if I'm on a day that I'm doing, let's say, 3 batches, which is 100 Chaffles pretty much. It saves a lot of time. You know, maybe 10 seconds per bag. So, you know, you're talking 10, 15 minutes worth of time. And you don't have to watch it. You don't have to press the manual seal. Just set it where you want it and leave it, because, you know, I've turned it off. I've unplugged it. Holds that last memory that it used last time. So I'm calling it a day, guys. Thanks again for sticking around to watch all of the video. If you want the recipe, they're over on my website, grainfreeme.com. You can go to the store page and you can purchase the PDFs. Price-wise, I should say that, you know, that's the only income for the channel. And it helps me buy the supplies for the test recipes. And it helps me buy and test out kitchen gear too. Maybe someday I'll get to the point where I can get some sponsorship, and I know other people set up Patreon channels. I want to keep this as simple as possible. And if it gets to the point where YouTube is, that I'm making a little bit of money off of YouTube, then I'll probably start giving the recipes away for free. But for the time being, that $3 or $5 purchase helps go to keeping the channel alive, helps keeps the lights on, helps me upgrade cameras, and, you know, whatever you guys can do to help out if you appreciate what I'm doing and understand it takes a lot of work, especially for a 52-year-old disabled guy like me. Yeah, we'll just keep making things better and better. So thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe. Head over to the website and pick up a couple of recipes, help out the channel. We'll see you next time.